Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss what is theory of transferred malice. If a person by mistake or by bad aim causes injury to a person and property other than the person and property which he intended to attack, is guilty of the crime of same degree as if he had achieved his object. Likewise, this concept explains the theory of transferred malice. However, before begin the topic, let's understand the first. What is meaning of malice? The meaning of malice is the desire to harm someone or wrongful intention. Now, the question is, what is meaning of theory of transferred malice? Section 301 of Indian Penal Code defines culpable homicide by causing death of person other than person whose death was intended, and states that if a person by doing anything which he intends or knows to be likely to cause death commits culpable homicide by causing the death of any person whose death he neither intends nor knows himself to be likely to cause, the culpable homicide committed by the offender is of the description of which it would have been if he had caused the death of the person whose death he intended or knew himself to be likely to cause. Now, let's understand with an example. Mr. A, who is a robber, enters in Mr. Z's house and asks Mr. Z to hand over all money and other valuable property. However, Mr. Z refused to do so. Hence, Mr. A shoots on Mr. Z. But in the meantime, W, Z's wife, came in between and instead of Z pierced W's head and she died on the spot. Though Mr. A was not intended nor he had knowledge that his bullet would kill W. But in such a case, as per the theory of transferred malice, Mr. A is guilty of the crime of the same degree as if he had achieved his object, that is, would have been killed to his target, that is Mr. Z. So he is guilty of crime. Now let's check out another example. Mr. A, who is a robber, enters in Mr. Z's house and asked Mr. Z to hand over all money and other valuable property. However, Mr. Z refused to do so. Hence, Mr. A scuffled with Mr. Z and took his pistol. However, Mr. A still kept harming and attacking on Mr. Z. In self-defense, Mr. Z shoots Mr. A, but his aim failed and Mr. Z killed his guest. In such a case, as Mr. Z fires pistol in self-defense, but it was the bad luck that killed someone else. Therefore, Mr. Z would be pleaded not guilty under Section 100 of Indian Penal Code. Section 100 of Indian Penal Code describes private defense. So, this is all about the theory of transferred malice.